Good morning, Crowder College, and I hope everybody's doing all right this week. Welcome to Stadium Sessions. It's Crowder's new sports podcast show. How are you doing, Amelia?
I'm doing great.
Good deal. You're back from New Orleans, I see. How was the trip?
It was really, really fun, but really exhausting. So.
Oh yeah, is there a lot of good food down there? Good
great
entertainment?
Great food, great entertainment. I went to the House of Blues Friday night to a concert. That was fun after the sessions, you know.
Oh really?
Wind down.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good deal. Well, anyway, if you hear some background noise during our show, we have a repair guy in here in our studio replacing some lights and kind of fixing up the place a little bit. So if you hear him, just don't mind him or whatever. But he's pretty good for coming in here and making sure we're all taken care of here. But anyway, coming up here on Stadium Sessions, we'll have Crowder Sports highlights, and we'll also talk a little Cardinals baseball coming up, World Series and Red Sox. So stick around. There's more Stadium Sessions coming up after the break. And welcome back. It's time to talk a little bit of Crowder sports. The Rough Rider soccer team's season came to a close after a tough loss to St. Charles Community College this past weekend. St. Charles scored all the points in this game after a corner kick in the first 5 minutes to score their first goal. Things would soon get worse for the Rough Riders as another goal put the Cougars at 2-0 going into the second half. The third and final point came 10 minutes into the second half as St. Charles wrapped up the win 3-0, ending the Rough Riders' bid at the playoffs. Crowder hosted the Cougars back on September 21st, and that game was a tied score, of 1-1. The Rough Riders finish out the season with a record of 7 wins, 10 losses, and 1 tie, and in Region 16 play, they finish out with 1 win, 5 losses, and 1 tie after their final regular season game against Central Baptist was canceled. That game would have happened in Conway, Arkansas. The next activity for the Rough Riders will be the annual Thunderdome, which is scheduled for March 7th and 8th of 2014. The Lady Riders basketball team will be hosting their first home opener of the season coming soon. The almost entirely new team will play host to Labette Community College on Tuesday, November 5th in the Bob Sneller Gymnasium here in Neosho. Prior to the game, there will be a tailgate party outside of the gym hosted by Crowder Campus Life. At halftime of the game, there will be prize giveaways. The tailgate party goes from 5 to 6 p.m. and will include free hot dogs, chips, and soda pop, and the game will commence at 6 p.m. The game is free for all Crowder students. Do you have Crowder school spirit? Do you bleed blue? Well, if you said yes to these 2 questions, then you ought to make plans to join the Crowder College Blue Crew. Their next meeting is slated for today at noon in the Fireside Room of the Neosho campus. And if you don't know what or where the Fireside Room is, it is in the Student Center here in the Neosho campus. And if you don't know where the Student Center is at, it's between Newton and McDonald Hall. So just go outside, go to the bell tower, and find where the building says Student Center, and just go through those doors and you'll be right there. Is your Crowder Sports headlines. Coming up next, we'll talk a little bit of Cardinals baseball and Red Sox. They're battling it out right now in the World Series, so stick around. There is more Stadium Sessions coming up after the break. And welcome back to Stadium Sessions. Amelia, have you been catching up with the World Series just since you've been back in New Orleans?
A little bit. I get notifications on my phone, so, I haven't been necessarily watching, but I've definitely been in the spirit.
Yeah, it's been a crazy World Series so far. The Cardinals won Game 3, which they won off of a walk-off situation from the Red Sox, and then Game 4, the Red Sox won after a mistake from a Cardinals player cost the Cardinals the game. And then last night, the Red Sox defeated the Cardinals 3-1, and now the series heads back to Boston for Game 5, which is slated for tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time in Boston at Fenway Park. And it should be a good game. The Red Sox do have a chance to wrap up the series tonight if they win against the Cardinals, and if the Cardinals win again, or if the Cardinals will win tonight, then it's going to
go to Game 7, which Halloween. Is what I called. So hopefully the Cardinals are still in it to win it.
Halloween night. So it should be a good game. I think it's coming out to be a really good World Series. And the Red Sox have only won 2 World Series, one dating back to before the 20s. And then I can't remember when they said the last time they won the World Series, and they have made some World Series appearances here in the past decade or two. So I really do hope the best team's going to win out of this whole thing. So it should be a good series to watch, though, tonight and tomorrow night. Hopefully tomorrow night. But anyway, coming up, we'll wrap up the show. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Stadium Sessions. It's time to wrap up the show, but before we do, let's talk a little bit about the Century MVP. Voting is still available in the Neo Show cafeteria on the Neo Show campus, and you can also vote online at www.crowdercentury.com under the weekly poll. And we have 2 candidates for baseball, softball, and soccer, and 1 candidate for basketball because of the limited number of players on the team. So, but you can still vote. Voting will end this Friday. So, and also keep tuned to our Facebook page, Twitter page. We'll be posting bios about them, about why, or actually I should say statements from the coaches on why they was selected to be represented in Century MVP. So I should have did that last week, but I was really busy and you guys were in New Orleans, and last week was just kind of hectic for all of us. But we're back this week and we'll get those statements up and you can cast your vote. So anyways, tune in next week to Stadium Sessions. We'll see you next week and have a good weekend, everybody.